Hello everyone, welcome to Java with MNK. Let's build better, grow together. Let's begin our Java journey. Have you ever wondered how mobile apps, websites, or even games work behind the scenes? Well, today I'll introduce you to that language that powers all of this. That is the language called Java. So, what is Java? Java is a programming language created in 1995 by Sun Microsystems, and from then it's everywhere. It is used to build Android apps, websites, and even enterprise level software. But why Java is so powerful? Java is platform independent. That means you write the code on one platform, example it can be Windows, and run it on another platform, it can be Mac or Linux, without making any change. It works. Java is called as the right ones, run anywhere. Second point is Java is versatile. It is used to build games, backend systems, and mobile apps. Java is beginners friendly, which has large community for support. In short, if you learn Java, you unlock the endless possibilities in the world of programming. Next step is to set up your environment. Before we write our Java programs, we need to set up the tools. Think of it like getting your toolkit ready before you start any project. Here is how we do it in step-by-step process. The first thing is we need to install a Java development kit, that is JDK. The second thing is we have to install IntelliJ IDEA, that will be our IDE. Let me show you how to do that. Okay, let's open up the browser. Once you open the browser, just search for Java download for Windows. Go to Java download this oracle.com. Scroll down and use the LTS version, the long-term support 21. I go here. I'm using Windows machine, so I'll use the 64-bit installer. Just click on it. It will take few seconds to download. Meanwhile, let it download. Go to another tab, download IntelliJ IDEA Community Edition. Click on the first link you see. It's open up. This IDEA is the paid version of IntelliJ IDEA. If you scroll down, you will have the Community Edition. Just click on download. I think the download is completed. Just go to the folder. It will be downloaded to your downloads. Just double click on the installer. Just click say yes. Next, it will be saved to your programming files 21 folder. Then it is successfully installed. To just verify whether it is installed correctly or not, just open up the command prompt, search for java hyphen version super 21 byte installed. Good with the installation of Java. Double click on idea. Next, it is stored in your program files. You can have the screenshot added. You can add the bin to path. That's it. Click on next, install. If you want to, you can repeat now, or I want to repeat manually later. Just click on finish. Now that we have set up everything, let's write our first program. To do that, we have to open our IDEA. So let me open that. It will take few seconds to load. Okay, this is the home page. It will look like. Click on the new project and you can name the project Learning Java, and you can give any location in your system. I'll select F drive workplace. Just and it automatically detected our Java 21 version which was installed here. Just click on create. That's it. Your project is created, and by default a class is generated. You can close this. You can close this. We'll do it from fresh. Let's create our first Java class. To do that, just right click on the src folder, click on new, click on Java class, give the name of the class hello world. Just enter. Your class is created. Java requires at least one class in a program. As Java is a class-based and object-oriented programming language, every piece of executable code in the Java must reside inside a class. That's why we have created a public class hello world. Inside this, let's create a main method public static void main. To do that in IntelliJ, we can use this shortcut PSVM that stands for public static void main. Just write PSVM and hit tab. So this will be autocomplete. So we'll go in details like what are these things. Basically, main is the entry point of your program. So that is where the program execution starts. So inside this body, method body, we'll write sout. Sout stands for system.out.println. You can write sout and hit tab. So this will be autocomplete. And inside it, you can have some text which you want to print. Hello world from Java with MNK. To run the program, we can do it many ways, but you can use this play button. You can just click on that and click on run. So this will run your program. So yeah, your program is executed. Hello world from Java with MNK. You can do it with the keyboard shortcut that is Control Shift F10. It reruns your program. That's it. Congratulations, we have written our first program, and in the next videos, we're gonna talk in depth about what's happening behind the scene, how this code is getting executed, and all. And we're gonna learn about Java Virtual Machine as well. Before we understand Java and JVM, let's understand two key concepts. In this video, we're gonna learn about what are high-level languages and low-level languages in terms of programming. High-level languages are the programming languages which are designed to be easy for humans to read and write. Example include Java and Python. They use words and syntax that feel closer to our natural language like English. Next is what is low-level language. These are closer to hardware and harder for humans to understand, but easier for computers to execute. Example include assembly level language and machine code. The language of ones and zeros, it is also called as binary, the language which is understood by computers. So, why do computers understand binary? Computer process information in ones and zeros because they rely on electrical signals. One represents on, zero represents off. As humans, we have natural language like English, Hindi, Japanese. Zeros and ones is the natural language of computers. Java is a high level language. It is easy for us to write the program in Java, but computer cannot understand Java. That is where the concept of JVM comes in, Java Virtual Machine. Let's understand how Java and JVM works. Imagine you are in a foreign country where no one speaks your language. How do you communicate? You probably need a translator. Similarly, in Java programming language, the JVM does the role of a translator. JVM helps computer to understand our Java code. Let's understand how does computers understand our Java code with the help of JVM. First step is to write our Java code. We write our Java code in .java file. Example hello world.java. Then this .java file is given to Java compiler. Java compiler converts our code into something called bytecode. Bytecode is a universal language that JVM understand. Similarly, we understand English, computers understand binary language, JVM understand language of bytecode. This bytecode is stored in .class file. Then JVM takes this .class file which contains bytecode, then it translates into machine code which is understood by computers. So hello world.java file is compiled using Java C compiler, then it is converted into bytecode that is stored in hello world.class. Then this bytecode is given to JVM. JVM converts into machine code that is understood by computers. So let's understand this by a code. Let's open up the notepad++ and write our class. So public class hello world public. Let's write the main method public static void main. Let's close this. Inside it, let's write a print statement system dot out dot println hello world. So let's close this. Our code is ready. Let's save this file. So all the Java code should remain in .java extension. So let's save this to one of the folder. Cool. We have saved this file. Let's go to that location where it is saved. So let's see. We have hello world.java. Let's open up the command prompt here. Let's bring it up. If we do the directory here, you will see .java file. Next step is to give this .java file to our compiler. How can we do that? Is Java C is the Java compiler. Pass the hello world.java. So if there are any error, it will throw here. If there are no errors, it will get compiled successfully. Then the bytecode is created and it is stored in the hello world.class file. So let's compile. Yeah, success. So if we do the directory again, you see the dot class contain the bytecode. So if you go back here, you should see the dot class file. Super. If you open it, you'll see this is which we cannot understand. As we have the bytecode ready, which is stored in hello world dot class, let's run this using Java hello world. We can just pass hello world, so it will automatically read the dot class file, then convert our JVM converts this bytecode into machine understanding code. And once we hit the enter, it should execute our hello world. Yeah, super. We see our output. What are variables and data types in Java? Let's imagine you are in a library. You see shelves labeled with fiction, non-fiction, science, and history. Each shelf containing books of a specific category. So the librarian needs a way to store and organize these kind of information, like total number of books available in the library and whether the book is available or not, what is the title of the book. If you see, these are different types of data, like number of books can be an integer, book is available or not can be a boolean value which holds true or false, title of the book can be a string. Let's understand what are variables in Java. In Java, a variable is like a labeled box or a placeholder where you can store data. So let's understand the syntax. In Java, how we declare our variables. So it basically goes like this. The data type, variable name, and the value. Data type can be what type of value you want to store in this variable. So let's take an example of age of a person. So age of a person is type number. So that is why we are storing it as data type as int. So let's take an example of how to store the name of a person. We can store it as string because the data type string hold text type data. So that's why the data type is string, variable name is name, value can be mnk. It should go under two double quotes. Let's talk about what are different data types. Nothing but what kind of data you want to store. In Java, there are two types of data types. One is primitive data types, which store simple values which are predefined by language. Other one is non-primitive data types that store complex values. In primitive data types, we have int, double, char, and boolean. Int can store integer value, double can store floating value, char can store a single character, boolean can store true or false. In non-primitive data types, there is string, so which is used to store a text value. There are some other non-primitive data types, but we will know them when we use them. Let's open our IDE and write some code to declare this variable and print them. So I'll go to src folder, new Java class, library. I'll name the class name. So public class library. Let's create a main method. We can do it using public static void main or use the shortcut. And now our class is ready, our main method is ready. Let's declare the our data types. So the syntax is data type and the variable name plus in the value. So this is our syntax, right? In the example of library, there can be like number of books it has, what is the price, whether it's available or not, the title. So for each of them, we will create a separate data type. So to store number of books in the library, we can use something called int. So book count equal to, let's say, some 80 books we have. We can store the price of a book in double data type, double price of book equal to some 450.85. So whether the book is available or not, we can use a boolean. So is available equal to true. Title, we can store it in a non-primitive data type. Title of the book equal to learn Java. Cool. Let's print this. To do that, we have to use sout system.out.println books equal to plus book count. Let's duplicate this. You can use Control D to duplicate these lines. Next, we have price of the book Next we have is available boolean, title of the book. To run our program, we can use Control Shift F10 or we can use this play button. Cool, we see our books, price of the book is available, title of the book. So in this video, we have learned about variables, data types and their syntax and how to use them and print out to the console. In the next video, we shall learn about operators. In this video, we're going to talk about what are operators in Java. Imagine that you are creating a simple calculator app, and in the calculator app we have operations like addition, multiplication, subtraction and all, right? Similarly, if you want to do these things in Java, how do you do that? We do that using the operators. Let's see what are operators in Java. Basically, symbols and keywords that perform operations on variable are called operators. For example, plus is for addition, minus is for subtraction. There are different types of operators to perform different operations. Let's see what are all those in Java. First thing is arithmetic operators. In arithmetic operators, we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and percentile used to get the remainder. Next is relational operator. These are greater than, less than, equal to, not equal to, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Next is logical operators. These are and, or, not. Let's open our IntelliJ IDEA and create a program to know how to use these operators. I have opened the IntelliJ IDEA. Let's create a class called operators. Operators, and we'll have a main method because this is where the program execution starts. First example, we'll see arithmetic. Arithmetic. So in arithmetic, we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and percentile is used for the remainder. Let's create two variables, int x equal to some 20, int y equal to 10. We can use a shortcut called Control Alt L. It is used for formatting the lines. Let's perform some operations. To do that, we can use s out, sum. We can use x plus y. It gives addition. Similarly, we can duplicate these things. Subtraction, x minus, multiplication, division, percentage, or it gives a reminder. Division, multiplication, that's it. To run this, we can use Control Shift F10. See the output, sum is 30, subtraction is 10, multiplication is 20, division is 2, remainder is 0. Next are relational operators. Let's use them. Greater than, similarly we can just duplicate this. I have duplicated this. Let's run our program. Control Shift F10. 20 is greater than 10, true, false. If this is not equals to, not equal is true, less than is false, greater than is true. Next is logical operators. Those are and, or, and not. To understand this, logical operators can be performed on Boolean values. For that, we have taken two Boolean values. Those are passport and boarding pass. Let's take a scenario where you want to go from India to USA. So you need a valid boarding pass and passport. So if you have these two as true, that means you can board the flight. If you have passport or a boarding pass, you can allowed into the waiting area. So this statement will be true when both is true. This statement will be true when any one of the following is true. And the next thing is initially the entry is true, so you will be allowed. Let's say when you say the not, when you put a not here, it will become false. So it's an opposite, like whatever the value, when you put a not, it will become the opposites. Let's run this and see the outputs. Board the flight is true because we have valid passport and a boarding pass. Allowed into the waiting area is also true because we have one of the following. And entry into the airport is true because we have true, and when we say not in the next line, the output is false. Let's make boarding passes false and run it again. Now the board the flight is false because you don't have boarding pass, so that's why this is false. But you are allowed into the waiting area because you have valid passport. So this is all about operators in Java. In this video, we're going to learn about what are conditional statements in Java. Imagine that you are at a traffic signal. If you see a green light, you go. If you see a red light, you stop. If you see yellow light, you slow down. This is exactly how conditional statements work in Java. They help programs to make decisions. Conditional statements allow Java program to make decisions based on certain conditions. Let's see what are different types of conditional statements we have in Java. First one is if else condition. So we use whenever we want to execute any code based on particular condition, that's like making a decision, then we use if else statements. The syntax is if condition execute the code if the condition is true, or else it will execute the code under the else block. Second one is else if ladder. So this we will use whenever we have multiple conditions, and the syntax goes like this. So if condition 1 is true, execute this, or else if the condition 2 is true, execute this, or else the last would be else block. The next is switch case. So this we will use whenever we have fixed multiple conditions, and the syntax is switch variable case 1 value and execute the code under it, break. Case 2 value, execute the code under it, break. If any of the case is not satisfying with the variable, then we will use the default case. So this is the syntax. Let's do some program based on this. I have opened the IntelliJ IDEA. Let's create a class. Let's say traffic light. Let's create a main method. Let's like void main. Let's understand the if else statement. So for that, we will take a simple example. Let's say a condition where if a candidate age is greater than 18, then he can cast an vote in the election. If the age is less than 18, he cannot cast an vote. So we will declare simple variable int age equal to some will give assign 20. Then the condition will check if age is greater than 18, then he can vote. Can vote. If the age is less than 18, then he cannot vote. Cannot vote. Next is else if ladder. So else if ladder is used when multiple conditions need to be checked one after the other. For example, we will take traffic light example. So for that, let me declare a string variable light equal to, I'll assign it to green initially. First is let's check the condition. If light dot equals green. So in Java, if you want to compare any two strings, we can use this equals method. Then if the light is green, then you can say go. Next is else if condition. Condition is light dot equals color is yellow. That means slow down. Last case would be else is to stop. See, so this is else if ladder. So we are checking one condition after other. So if it is not satisfied till here, we will execute the else block. Let's run this and check. So we have given light as green. The output is go. When we give right as let's say red, it should print stop. Next is switch case. So we will use switch case when we have fixed multiple choice to compare against a single variable. For example, you went to a coffee shop and you saw a coffee menu. So in that, if you select one, that means you have ordered coffee. If you select two, that means you have ordered tea. Three means you have ordered juice. If none of the above means that's an invalid choice. Let's see how we can do it programmatically. So for that, let me declare a int variable called choice, and initially we'll assign it to t, it is 2, and the syntax is switch choice open close brace, inside it case 1, that means we have ordered coffee, break. So once the case is satisfied, we have to end with break, or next case 2, that means we have ordered tea. Next is case 3, That means we have ordered juice. Other than this, if we enter any other choice, that will go under default case. System dot println invalid choice. So this is the code. Let's execute. See, the response is state. So this is all about if else, else if, and switch case. In the next video, we shall learn about loops. In this video, we're going to learn about what are loops in Java. Imagine that you are at a gym. You decided to run for 10 minutes on treadmill. You keep running until the timer hits 0. Now, what if you had no fixed time, but just wanted to keep on running until you are tired? Or what if you had to do at least one lap before deciding to continue? Believe it or not, Java loops work in the same way. In this video, we're gonna break down for loop, while loop, and do while loop with real world example to help you understand better. So, what are loops? Loops allow us to repeat a block of code multiple times without writing it again and again. Example, imagine you are printing from 1 to 100. Writing 100 system.out.println will be exhausting. So here loops helps us automate the repetition. Let's talk about for loop. Basically, we will use for loop when we know exactly how many times we want to repeat the code. Nothing but how many times we want to iterate the code. For example, if you want to print from 1 to 10, we know exactly that we want to repeat our code 10 times because 10 is a definite number of iterations we know upfront. Before talking about the syntax of for loop, we need to understand three things. First thing is initialization. Second is condition. What is condition? Third is update. In our example, if you want to print from 1 to 10, nothing but we want to initialize our first value with 1. So that we can do it using int I equal to 1. So this is the initialization. Second is condition. Condition is nothing but till what time we want to run our code. In our case, the value should be 10. Nothing but I can be less than or equal to 10. It will start from 1 and it will end at 10. That means 10 repetitions. Update is nothing but after every iteration, how much value you want to update. In our case, we want to update 1. That we can do it using I plus plus. Let's talk about the syntax of for loop. Syntax is for initialization is the first semicolon condition, then updation. Open code here, close brace. So in our example, we want to print from 1 to 10. For first is initialization, that is int I equal to 1. Next is condition is I less than or equal to 10. Updation is nothing but I plus plus because we want to increment every time with 1. Inside it, yes out system.out.println. When we run this code, we will get output as 1, 2, 3 till 10. Let's open our IntelliJ IDEA and run this program. I have opened the IntelliJ IDEA. Let me show you how to create the package, and inside that package we will write our loop code. So for that you can click on right click on src, create package. We'll call it as loops, and inside loop we will create our for loop demo. So for that I'll name as for loop demo. Let me create the main method, public static void main. So let's write a program to print 1 to 10 using for loop. As we know that for loop syntax is for initialization, then condition, then update. So for that for int I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. Open brace, close brace, yes out, I plus. So this should print sequentially 1 to 10 values. Let's run this program, Control Shift F10, or you can use the play button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is all about for loop. Next we'll see while loop. Let's talk about while loop. In the previous example, we know for loop, when we know the exact number of repetitions we need to execute, we will use for loop. But what if we don't know how many times we want to execute? In such cases, we will use while loop. The syntax of while loop is while open close, inside it we'll have the condition, open brace, close brace. Here we will have the code. Let's take an example. Let's say you went to gym and you want to run on treadmill until you feel exhausted. In this case, you don't know how many minutes you're gonna run. So here we can use our while loop. Let me declare a variable in energy equal to some 10 minutes initially. So while energy is greater than 0, that means you can run. But after every minute your energy is draining. So we can decrement our energy value. That is how we can do is energy minus minus. So once energy reaches 0, you stop running. After completion of this while loop, we will say yes out stopping because of energy is drained. Let's execute this program in our IntelliJ and see. So I have created a while loop demo class under the loops package. Let's initialize our energy equal to 10 minutes. So while condition while energy is greater than 0, that means you can run. Run energy left. After this, we have to decrement our energy because every minute is completing. Once the execution of this loop is completed, we can just say stopping because energy is drained. Let's execute this program and see. See, initially the energy was 10 and it was slowly decremented to 1, and after 1 it is stopping. So this is about while loop. Next we will see do while. So basically we will use do while whenever we want to run our code for at least one time. After that, decide whether to run or not. Let's let's take our gym example. You went to the gym, you wanted to run for at least 5 minutes initially. After that, you want to decide whether to continue running on the treadmill or not. Let's talk about the syntax of do while. Do open brace, code, close brace. After that, we'll have while. Inside it, we have the condition, semicolon. So basically, our code will run for at least one time. After that, we will check the condition. Based on the condition, if you want to run it again, it will run or else it will stop here. So far in our examples, we have hard-coded our values. But in this do while, I wanted to read the input from the keyboard. After that, decide whether to run it or not. So for that, we need to understand one thing, that is the scanner class. So in Java, we have a scanner class which will help us to read the inputs from the keyboard. For that, we have to use this scanner class, create an object of the scanner class that we can create like this. Inside it will take argument as system.in. Don't worry about this. When we start our oops concept, right, when there we will learn about classes and object. At that time it will be clear to you like what is this scanner sc equal to new world. For now you will think like that scanner class is used to read input from the console. Now we have an object of the scanner class. Using that object we can read. How we can do it? Sc dot, when we write next, right, it will read an input from the console. So that can be string run. So let's code in the IntelliJ IDEA and see. I have opened the IntelliJ IDEA and I have created a do while demo class and a main method. Let's create a string initially run equal to yes. Let me create a scanner class sc equal to new scanner. It will take argument as system.in. Don't worry about it, we'll learn it when we talk about oops concepts. Let's write the do while loop. Do open close. Here we will have the code. So initially we will just say yes out running. After this, we want to read the input from the keyboard. How we can do is we can use the object of the scanner class next method on that, and we can assign it to a variable using the shortcut alt enter. So it will assign it to the string. But already we have the string assigned, right? We will assign it to that. Run. Remove this. Now in this line we will read from the keyboard whether to continue running or not. So our code in the do is complete. Let's write the while condition. While condition is run dot equals yes. That means you want to continue running. When we enter no in the console, at the time the running will stop. So last line would be stopping because we have decided to stop running. So let's run this program. We can use Control Shift F10 or we can use this play button. See, initially it is running. Now it is expecting us to give some input. So here we will say, yes, I want to continue. So again it will say running. Again I will say, I want to continue for another minute. Again I will say yes. So here it is continuous running. But after few minutes, I decided to not to run because I am exhausted. At that time I will say no. So it will stop. The program terminated. So these type of cases we have to use do while. So when we want to use for loop, when the number of iterations are known. While loop when the number of iterations are unknown. Do while when the loop must run at least once. If you think the concept of loops is clear to you, please hit a subscribe. In this video, we shall learn about what are methods in Java. Understanding the concept of methods is a key aspect in learning Java programming language. So basically a method is nothing but a block of code that performs a specific task. So instead of we repeating every time the same code again and again, we define a method once and call it whenever we need it. Let's understand the syntax of a methods in Java. So in the syntax of methods, we have return type, we have method name, we have parameters, and we have the method body. Here, return type, parameters, and method body are optional. Only method name is mandatory. Let's talk about what are the different types of methods we have in Java. So we have three types of methods. First one is void method. Second one is parameterized method. Third one is method with return values. So void methods have only method name and method body. It doesn't have any return value or parameters. Next is parameterized methods. So here it has a method name, parameters and method body. So these are called parameterized methods. Third is method with return value. Here we have int as return type, add is a method name, int a comma int b are parameters and the method body. Whatever parameters we are sending a comma b, it will go input to the method body. Inside the method body, some actions are performed and the result is sent back as a form of int. Let's write some code in our IntelliJ IDEA and understand these methods in detail. I have opened my IntelliJ IDEA and here we have a simple hello world class. Inside it we have a main method and a statement to print which prints hello world from Java with MNK. So we have three types of method: void method, parameterized method and method with return value. First, we will begin with void method. What we will do is in our main method, we have this statement which prints the message. So instead of this, we will create a method and we will write this code inside that method and we will try to call that method here. For that, what we have to do is first, let's create a void method. Void. We have to give a name for that method. Call it say hello, open and close bracket. So this becomes a method and braces. Inside it, we can write our code. What we can do is we can just write this code there. Now our method is ready. Now we have to call this method here. How we can do is we can just say hello, open close bracket, semicolon. That's it. We have created a method and inside it we have created the method body and we are calling the method from our main method. But if you see there is some error, for now to fix this error, just think that whenever we call something inside a static method, the method should also be static. The concept of static I'll explain when we start learning about classes and object, when we start our OOPS concept. Till that you just have to write static here. That will fix the error. Let's run this program, Control Shift F10. So what's happening here is whenever we started the program, the JVM looks for a main method. Control came here, it went inside and it saw there is a method called say hello. So it went to say hello method and executed what's inside that method and terminated because after that we don't have anything. Let's say after execution this method, the control will come to next line. For that, let's write some out execution completed. Let's run this program. Program execution has begun. It saw a say hello method. It went inside and printed that output. After that, it went back here. Again, it saw there is some code, executed that. So these are called void methods because inside this method, we are not returning anything. We are just executing the code what's inside it. That's why we call these type of methods as void methods. Let's write some parameterized method. For that, we can write static void. I am giving the method name as greet. It takes a single parameter as input. So inside the method body, we can use that name, hello name. Now our method with a single parameter is ready. Let's call this inside our main method. Great, give the name, Joy. Here we have passed a parameter as Joey because our greet method is expecting a type string. Let's run this program and see the output. See, hello Joey. Let's change the name and run. See, whatever the parameter you are passing, it is printing that. So these are called parameterized method. There can be multiple parameters as well we can use. Now we will write a method with return types. We will take two parameter as input and we will do the addition operation inside the method and we will send the result back as a return type. Let's see how it is done. So for that, static return type is int, add is the method name. It takes two parameters int a, int b. Inside the method body, let's do the addition operation. How we can do is a plus b. Now we have to send this result back. How we can do is just write return. So it will take these two parameter, perform addition operation, and it will return back the result, which is type of int. Let's call this method inside our main method. Method name, which is add. Let's pass 10 comma 20. Add method return some value, which is type of int. So we can assign it to a variable. Let's print out the result. Let's run this program. Let me comment out this. Let's run this program. See, the result is 30. These type of methods are called as method with return type. I hope you got a basic understanding of what are Java methods, how to use them, what are different types of Java methods we have. In the next video, we shall talk about what are Java keywords, because from the start we have been using lot of keywords like static, void, int. These are all in orange color, right? Public, class. These are all part of Java keywords. We will know about this in the next video. In this video, let's talk about what are Java keywords and why they are called as building blocks of Java. Java keywords are special reserved words that has a fixed meaning in Java programming language. Just like in human communication, we follow specific rules for speaking and writing. Java uses keywords to define rules for writing program. Since these keywords has a predefined meaning, they cannot be used as a variable names or method names. Understanding these keywords is essential for writing efficient and correct Java programs. Java keywords are divided into different categories to serve different purpose. Let's know what are all those. So the first category is data type. This defines what type of a data can a variable store. So there are byte, short, int, long, float, double, char, boolean and string. Next is control flow keywords. What if we want to control how our program flows? In that case, we use these keywords. For example, if, else, switch, case, for, while, do while, break, continue and return. Next is access modifier. So what if we want to control who can access certain parts of our program? In that case, we can use Java access modifier. These are public, private, protected and default. As Java is an object-oriented programming language, which means we can use classes and object. And some of the keywords helps us create them. Those are class, void, new, this, extends and implement. In addition to these categories, we have additional keywords which are part of Java. Those are static, final, super, try, catch, throws, throw, synchronized, volatile, interface and abstract. You don't need to memorize all these keywords right now. As you learn Java, you will see these keywords in action. I have my IntelliJ open. I have created a sample hello world program. And if you see here, public, class, public, static, void, these are all in orange. So nothing but these are all reserved keywords of Java. Let's create a variable int value and assign some value to it. See here, int is also part of Java keywords. What if I want to give the variable name as some keywords? Let's give class. So it throws error. It says identifier expected. That means we cannot use the keywords as variable name. Let's create a method which has a name of a keyword. We know that int is a keyword. Let's try to create a method. How we will create a method? In open and close bracket, open and close braces. So if you see here, if you highlight, it says identifier expected because int is a keyword. We cannot give the same name as method name. So that's all for this video. I hope you have got an understanding of what are Java keywords and why they are used and why they are called as building blocks of Java. In the next video, we shall learn about what are OOPS concepts and know why Java is called as object-oriented programming language. Thank you for watching Java with MNK. Until next time, keep exploring and keep coding.